Hello everyone, this is Alan at Crafty Ant, and we're getting ready to start a new project here, making some earrings out of cardstock. Got a way to laminate the inside of the earring to make it stronger so the earring hoops don't pull out, and then we coat the outside with a sealant, and it should make a somewhat durable earring. So what we're going to do now is pick out our pattern that we want. I made another one already. I'll show you a couple previous attempts here, and they were okay. These two right here, I have a pattern in here. It's got this nice design to it. The problem was trying to get it cut out. You have to position it just right on your Cricut machine to get them to cut exactly on the picture that you want and line them up. So it's hard to get them to line up exactly unless you're sitting there really playing with your dimensions and moving it around. So that was the first attempt at it, but I didn't layer these. I didn't put a, what I found out is that the paper on the top is going to get weak and rip apart, so I need to get a liner on the inside of it. And so we're going to use a piece of transfer paper. So we use the transfer paper. We're going to cut out a sheet of it and then stick it to the back of the cardstock, and that gives us a reinforcement lining when I put the two halves of this together. And we're going to do that right now. So first I'm going to pick out my picture. I like this pattern right here, and I thought that'd be a cool one to make because it's got all the wavy lines, but the problem was that you have to get things lined up just right, and I thought, well, let's not do that just yet. But I had another one in here that wasn't going to give me any trouble, and that was this one. The worst thing I have to worry about is the colors. The pattern, it really doesn't matter if I line up or not. They're all similar across there, so that's not a big issue, but I need to stay in the right colors. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my pattern. It takes 4 pieces to do a pair of earrings. So you got the front and back of one side and the front and back of the other side. So I'm going to run them 1, 2, 3, 4 down here, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So each different earring style is going to be lined up down in the color, so it'll be the same color instead of having a bunch of different colors going across. So I'm going to pull that out right now. If you haven't figured it out, this is like a fishy motif, but we ain't doing fishies today. But I do like that little scale pattern. So now that I got that, I'm going to bring out my transfer paper and cut me out a sheet big enough to fit my sheet. So I'm going to cut it to right there. Get my trusty roller cutter here. Follow the line. And the cool thing about this, it doesn't really matter if it's exactly right because you're going to have to fit it and get it lined up just perfect anyways. You may have to do a little bit of trimming, but it's right there. So we're going to flip this over on its back side. So that's where I'm going to put the liner on the inside. I'm going to peel our sticky part off of here. Once you peel some of this off, I found it's easy for me to pull it about an inch or so back and flatten it. And once you get it flattened, you can turn it around, have that clear sticky side available, and be able to lay it by itself on top of the picture. Okay, now that I got that started right there, and you see it's off on the edge a little bit. That's okay. I can trim that off or just leave it and it'll get cut out anyways. I'm going to slowly start pulling this back and smoothing it out as I go. Just that way you don't get any wrinkles in here. Okay, all the way to the end. Everything's nice and flat. And there's the other side. Now if I wanted to get rid of that excess on there, I could. I just take my cutter and just run it to the edge of the paper And just trim that extra little plastic stuff, sticky stuff off of there. Same with this end right here. Get that off of there. All right, so now I got my paper lined. I'm going to bring out my cutting sheet here, and I'm going to line it up this direction because I want to get all the different colors this way, because I want the scales this direction, not sideways, so that's why I'm lining it up this way. The problem with this is it's a little extended and it goes past my sheet here, so I have to bring out my ruler and trim a little bit off of this. Trim it down to its 12-inch mark so it don't hang out the side. Okay, now I got a piece that will fit on the mat. Line it up to the corner, keep it straight down the side. Press it down on it real good so it stays nice and tight while you're cutting. My earrings are a simple design, so I don't have a lot of intricate stuff on there, which helps you cut easily without shredding things up and trying to pull it off the mat. But if you're doing something that has a little more detailed cuts in it, you might want to get a stronger mat to hold it down, but then that makes it harder to get off with that plastic sheet on there. The paper, the plastic we just put on. So this is it right here. I'm going to run it through the Cricut machine. We'll start this back up again and show you what it looks like when I start peeling them off. Alright guys, I'm back. Cutting is done, and you see how I had laid out with my colors. So I made one design here, one design there, one design here, there, and there. If I had one more, I could have got one more over here, but I didn't. So, but we will get to reuse this later on other projects. But right now, I did put the transfer paper in here, and when I put it into the Cricut machine, I actually set it up for cereal box cut in the other category, just because I'm used to cutting some cardboard with that, and the cardboard cut pretty good with that, but I had to make a couple passes. And the same with this, because of that plastic laminate on the back, I wanted to make sure I cut all the way through it. So I used that cereal box one and then just put it on 2 passes. So after it finished, I just hit this little C there, the thing to make it go do it again, just to go back and do a second cut. And when it does a second cut, you see it just peels right off, no issues, separates. So now we got all of our designs. This is how we're going to work this. Is these come off nice and easy. We're going to take the 2 of them, and then we're going to put them back to back. And when we put them back to back like that, that makes them substantial, gives them a little thickness to them and sturdiness to them. The plastic on the inside, when you put that earring hole in there, when you put that earring ring, it doesn't just rip out the paper because it's got that plastic layer in there. It makes it a little stronger right there. We're going to glue these together with my fabric glue. I like using Fabri-Tac. This is like a go-to glue for me. I would do a lot of fabric stuff, and it works really good on that, and it works good on this too. So the only thing about it is when you glue these things together, glue goes a long way, and then it likes to slide around on you when you're using plastic, so you have to make sure that you don't mess with it too much, or else it'll start slipping around on you. play with it a little while to make sure it's centered and got glue all over. And we're just putting a thin layer in here and then just wiggling it around here. Make sure you get some to the outside edge to make it stick to the outside, but you don't have to put a whole lot of glue. Once you get it in there, I don't know if you can see how much the glue is on there, but we're going to take the next piece and put it right on top of it. And we got plenty of time to line it up. It's not like it's going to stick instantly and then you can't move it again. But there it is. Now if I keep playing with it, it'll start sliding around on me still, and I want to make sure I get it lined up before it actually sets. So, and once I got it lined up and pressed down, all the corners are lined up. Then I'll set it aside, let it try to set, and I'll do the other pair of earrings, the matching set. Same thing, just you got that plastic sheet on the back of it, just put a little of this glue on there. And just squiggle it around, make sure you get to the edge. If you squeeze out too much on the edge, you start to press it together and you'll find out it starts oozing out the side. And if you just put it in just a little bit and then wiggle it around with the tip, and it'll smear it around for you and not put that much on there. And then put the other half on top. Line it up, get it centered. Okay. So once I got these things lined up, they're essentially done as far as being put together for this part of it, but I want to coat the outside with a fixative. We're going to get that thing coated on the outside and make these somewhat waterproof. They're not going to be waterproof, but they'll be water resistant. When I spray them with the urethane spray, it'll just coat the whole thing, give it a nice water repellent to it, so you can handle it without it just being plain old paper and trying to dissolve. Every time you touched it, if you happen to get it wet or out in the rain, then the water repellent on there would help it survive. You can use them over and over again. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to go spray those, and I'll show you the can of stuff I use. And then we'll go ahead and put our hooks in there. And let me go do that. Be right back. Okay, everybody, we're back. Just got through spraying these earrings, and they're dried up now, and we'll go ahead and start to assemble them. Here's the first one we did. After it's been sprayed, it's got a nice little coating on it that should make it somewhat water resistant. Trying to see if you can see the little gloss on there. It was fairly quick drying. Go out there and put a little hook on the end of it, hold it up, and spray it all around, and then it dries pretty quickly. So what I got here, this is my spray I used for this one, and you could use any kind you like really, but this one I happen to have, and I just put it on my little hook and then spray it all around to one side, turn around, spray the other side, spray down the edges, give it a good coat. You'll see it nice and wet on it while you're doing it, and like it says, dries in minutes. And creates permanent water-resistant finish. So I don't mean you can soak it in water and not have something, but if it gets drops on it, it should be okay. So what I'm doing now is these hooks. I picked these up off of Amazon, and what I liked about them is they were crimp-on. You don't have to use the rings. You just put those, squeeze them together, and it clamps right over the hole, and it's a done deal. And that's what I'm going to use on this, where we just put that in there and we slide it through the hole right there. Get my fingers on here ready to squish it. With a little strength, you can squish it with your fingers and get it started there. Then put it in the hole and squeeze it the rest of the way, and it's on. It's already squeezed all the way down, and there's your earring. Buy a set of these. It comes, this particular one, this is gold plated and silver plated. So somewhat sterile, not just plain old junk metal. It's these are nicer earrings. And as soon as I find out where my other piece went, it's got the backs on this thing too. So there's the silver version, and then here's the little rubber stoppers that go on the back of it. So we'll bring those out, get a couple of those on there. And there you go. Okay, so there you are, one working set of earrings. Well, as soon as I get the other one put together, let's get the other one put together just like the first one. It doesn't matter which ways you're going because they're the same on both sides, so just get it ready to squeeze it closed, put it in the hole, and finish it the rest of the way. Done deal. Put your little rubber stopper on there, and we're done. One pair of earrings made out of cardstock and should be durable enough to wear around. Okay, if nothing else, kids, teens, they can change out earrings, make their own. Get your cardstock, whatever design you like. You like unicorns? Get some unicorns cardstock and make your own. Come up with your own designs. That's all I'm using. I'm using regular cardstock in a bundle. And so you know that one. This is where I got this one, and you can get these off of Amazon also. This particular one I got from Joann's. So, and sometimes you can find a good deal over there. So, but I can show you a link to Amazon if you look to the bottom of the video when you get done. Go down the area down there to list all the parts that I use to do this job, or something close to it. And if you order from there, I get a little kickback from that thing, trying to get the website to be somewhat self-sufficient. And I sure appreciate it if you did that. And that we're going to show you one more that I just did prior to this one. Same thing, just a different design. And squeeze that one closed, stick the hole in, and collapse it the rest of the way. What I'm trying to do is get it past the lip on there, because there's these 2 points come right to each other sometimes, and you gotta get one past the other. So I have to see if I can push it in just a little bit and squeeze it the rest of the way. There it goes, and it's on. And another pair of earrings. Okay, I showed these to the crafty aunt herself, and she said, "Oh, I like those," because I did the other ones. I showed her a picture. I said, "Here, how about that? First try." Okay, and nice shiny finish, and this is all from cardstock. I tried doing them in faux leather. Faux leather didn't work out for me too good. It was more of a mess than anything else. And I tried real leather, and real leather is just as much a mess. So if you like working with those things, that's great, but this gives me a little more control of my design. They're not really expensive to make, so you can play around and do all kinds of stuff and make you a different pair for different occasions. So last pair. Okay, got them in there. And I just got my little rubber stoppers on these, and we've just made a few earrings, and I still have the other ones to do, all the different colors. So, and I'll look at another design. You can do pattern paper on this. You can try what they call fussy cutting, get it right to the edge of a certain design you want. It can be done on Cricut. You just got to move your cutting, drag it over to where you want, and say, I want to place it right here at this dimension, and make sure your paper hits that dimension, and it'll go right over and cut it out for you. I had to play a couple times to get it right, a couple times didn't get it right, but have fun doing it, and see you next video. Thanks. Bye.